Prime Minister made a surprise visit to inspect the new Parliament building, all set for an unveiling in a few months. He has personally been invested in giving New India, that he describes as this new rising India, a new symbol of pride. From the Bhumi Pujan to the inauguration of the national emblem, the Prime Minister has always been closely involved in this entire exercise, and he has been looking very closely at how these projects are actually being executed. Last night too, he spent over an hour serving both houses of the new Parliament. There you can see him inside wearing a civil engineer's hat, speaking to construction workers and inspecting the new facilities. But Congress spokesperson, viewers, their most public face, Jairam Ramesh, in 2012 spoke, and I quote him, of the badly needing a parliament since this one is old and isn't functional, unquote. Today called the construction a vanity project of the kind pursued by dictators who want to leave behind an architectural legacy. He also called it a colossal waste of public money. His party colleagues leapt to back him. But viewers, just look at this. In 2012, he said this parliament is simply not functional. It needs to be upgraded. It's too old. And when someone actually takes on the responsibility of upgrading the parliament, he says this dictator wants to leave an architectural legacy. Viewers, what happens? In 11 years, what happens to you? It's interesting. We badly need a new parliament. This one simply isn't functional. This building is outdated. And when someone steps in to try and repair it, to make good on what the MPs themselves want, that person is called a dictator who wants to create an architectural legacy, and he is investing in personal vanity projects. Okay. On its part, the BJP then tweeted a UPA letter dated back to July 2012. There it is, where the Lok Sabha Secretariat, it's the Secretariat, viewers, of the Lok Sabha, that is asking the Urban Development Ministry to build a new parliament as a top priority. On account of aging and overuse, the parliament building has started showing signs of distress. Present sitting capacity of Lok Sabha is 550, and there's hardly any scope for increasing it. Total MPs in LS and RS is likely to go up before 2026. Also, if women's reservation bill is passed, it will be necessary to have a new Lok Sabha chamber with larger sitting capacity. The Speaker Lok Sabha has accorded approval on proposal for construction of a new parliament. Who was that Speaker, viewers, in the UPA years? It was a Congress member. Request you to give instructions to Architectural Wing CPWD to conduct a survey of the area. Identify suitable locations for the construction of state-of-art parliament. Speakers desired this issue may be accorded top priority. So viewers, something has changed. Now the Congress says it's a colossal waste of money. So let's examine whether this is a colossal waste of money. Remember, there are 6 rounds of legal scrutiny for this entire project. It was subjected to 6 rounds of legal scrutiny. All of them, all these rounds of legal scrutiny went in favor of the central government. Let's remind you of what the Supreme Court said in its order. These are hard facts, viewers, retold to you so you can get closer to the truth. Here on this show, I only trade in hard facts, and you know, therefore, using those hard facts, how to argue against those who will heap scorn on this new parliament. So remember what I'm saying. In the Supreme Court, some people said Parliament was kept in the dark about this project. The SC, viewers, however, rebuts. Need for this project first expressed by Lok Sabha Speaker on the 9th of December 2015. 2019, another letter sent by present Lok Sabha Speaker to Prime Minister Modi. Detailed presentation to leaders of 14 parties on 19th March 2020. nod for budgetary considerations from panel with members across party lines. It's not a secret project. Everyone knew about it. Then, viewers, importantly, the next charge was that there's a wastage of public money amid a pandemic. Now, viewers, the Supreme Court said the centre spends 1,000 crores per year on rental spaces to accommodate all these ministries. Buildings housing ministries ill-equipped to meet fire and safety norms. Annual rupees 50 crores are being spent for regular upgradations. Shortage of 3.8 lakh square kilometre office space flagged by Directorate of Estate. In the facts of the case, there would be no order as to costs. So, viewers, this is actually a cost-saving exercise. Then there were talks about how environment clearance was not properly given. Here again, viewers, the Supreme Court sided with the government, saying that yes, they were. Lack of public consultation over the project, I've already told you that also was rebutted by the Supreme Court. All this was on January 5th, 2021. Now, viewers, let's open this up. Let's have a conversation with some of our members here. Lokesh Jindal, the Congress itself batted for this. Now, when it's being executed in record time, and look at the beautiful building that we're all going to be seeing, how wonderful it will be that this particular project will be completed. How wonderful wouldn't it be, sir, that when we invest in democracy, we will get such beautiful returns, more members of parliament, more representation per capita. What is wasteful about this?
Good evening, Rahul. The manner and the haste with which this project was implemented was something that was questionable. As per the due process, the plan should have been presented before NDMC and it should have been approved and then it should have been implemented. But what did the central government do? It bypassed the NDMC and it got approvals via Central Public Works Department. Secondly, there was no independent environment impact assessment done. Even during the time period of COVID,
Okay, Mr. Jindal, I'm just going to halt you there. Do you believe in the Supreme Court? I have just taken you over the facts. Where the Supreme Court went into this issue of environmental clearance, your accusation that it was not properly given. The Supreme Court says, please, let me quote the Supreme Court. I don't believe you, sir. I believe my Supreme Court, which you also will believe when you go up in appeal to get Mr. Rahul Gandhi's disqualification overturned. Right? And what did it say? Environmental clearance is just, proper, in accordance with law. Petitioners have failed to outrightly substantiate apprehensions. EAC is an expert body and has applied its mind to the proposal. Lack of public consultation that you just talked about, the Supreme Court has addressed that also. Not demonstrated sufficiently to warrant our interference. No new objection apart from 13 points raised multiple times. This is a Supreme Court judgment. I'm sure you have it. So why are you wasting the viewers' time? Come up with something new.
My question is, had that proposal been put before NDMC, it would have been out in the public. But deliberately,
sir, please,
the entire
again you're misleading.
Was done via CPW.
Public consultation was done. Public consultation was done. Please.
If the government does not consider the due process to be followed when such sorts of construction activities are to be done, I mean, how can you have a parliament constructed when the process itself is not being followed?
Come in here.
My dear friend, Mr. Jindal, all members of different political parties cleared this project.
May I come in?
What are you talking about? It's written in the Supreme Court judgment.
Your facts right,
I need to respond
okay,
to
you
it.
can reject the Supreme Court. Haan, aapko to sir intervention chahiye. Maybe you should go and appeal in the US Supreme Court. Okay, let the BJP respond. Sanju Verma wants to respond to you.
Thank you. Rahul, you've read out what the Supreme Court had to say, and I don't think, there is a higher authority than the Supreme Court in our country in terms of both civil and criminal jurisprudence. Having said that, let me just quote what the Delhi High Court, a bench led by Justice D.N. Patel and Justice Jyoti Singh said, the whole Central Vista project is an essential project of national importance where the sovereign functions of parliament are also to be conducted. Public is vitally interested in this project. the High Court said in May 2020, and when this entire case went to the Supreme Court not once but twice in 2021, the Supreme Court, led by a bench of Justice Dinesh Maheshwari, Justice A.M. Khanvilkar and Justice Sanjeev Khanna, upheld the Delhi High Court judgment terming the Central Vista project as quote-unquote vital and essential and a matter of national security. And just give me 20 seconds, Rahul. I have this to say, everyone in the media is talking about the 2012 letter written by Jairam Ramesh to the then Speaker Meera Kumar saying that the present parliament, is dysfunctional, outdated. No, this is not just about Jairam Ramesh. In 1986, the then MOS Home and MOS Defense under the Rajiv Gandhi cabinet, Chintamani Panigrahi wrote to Rajiv Gandhi that the current parliament building is dilapidated. It does not adhere to seismic 4 zone in terms of earthquake resistant norms. So this is not about Jairam Ramesh ka 2012 letter which is 11 years old. This is something which should have been done 37 years earlier.
Okay.
As per the then MOS Home, Chintamani Panigrahi, we are doing it 37 years later and you are still complaining. Is there something called rationality that you understand?
Okay.
Or are you purely driven by visceral hatred for Narendra Modi without applying logic?
Let me also get in Mr. Karthik Reddy. Mr. Karthik Reddy, what's your point on this? Now, we have proven that the Supreme Court as well as the Congress, the previous UPA government was also in favor and the Rajiv Gandhi government was in favor of an overhaul. So, what's your problem now?
Rahul, I did not tell you I have a problem.
Okay.
My compliments to the government for having the new Central Vista or the new parliament. But there's one point I like to point out. Our country is going through something I called a selective action or a selective reaction or counter to certain things, Rahul.
Very true.
The reason I say this, see, we cannot... right now, I just heard the other debate on the other side. I had my earpiece on, and please bear with me. We cannot be selective in our reaction, Rahul. We should be consistent.
Yes.
Today we are discussing about riots which happened in Bengal. We clearly say that was started by a community. There is outrage, and there is another thing which happened yesterday in Hyderabad where ex-BJP MLA was instigating a community using all kinds of foul language, and there was absolutely no reaction. And I want to take you back to Rahul Gandhi.
Why are we talking about the riots? Let's talk about Parliament. This is not the topic of the debate, Mr. Reddy. Get to the point.
Let me come to it, Rahul. I said, please bear with me. Please bear with me. I said, please bear with me. Please bear with me. I'm coming to my point. Please just give me 1 minute. I know. Just give me 1 minute. I like to build to my point. Just give me a minute. So now we are speaking about how outrageous it was for Rahul Gandhi to speak, what he spoke about, and what the Prime Minister spoke about India. There is absolutely no outrage. Right now, to the point I'm trying to make, Rahul, is, as I said, all compliments to the government for making the new Parliament or Central Vista program. Similarly, in Telangana, we have taken up a new Secretariat building. And when I said my compliments go out to the government, my compliments go out to the people who have taken the decision, isn't it courteous enough for the people who are in the state of the BJP to have the similar compliments or similar reaction? No. You know what they call it, Rahul?
What?
They call it a waste of money. You know what they call the Chief Minister's residence?
I need to come in here.
They call it the Chief Minister's den. So how can this be selective outrage, Rahul?
Selective outrage. He's got a problem. He's called out your hypocrisy. He's called out BJP's hypocrisy. Sanju Verma, respond to Karthik Reddy. Quick response, 30 seconds. I'm running out of time.
My quick response to Karthik Reddy is this, that the Central Vista project has been deemed as an essential and vital service by no less than the Supreme Court, but the Telangana High Court came down heavily when you built that new Vanity project, and I will call it a Vanity project because you know what? It came at the expense of the Kalishwaram Dam project, which was supposed to have been completed in 12,000 crores. You have still not completed it, and the cost today is 1.2 lakh crore. This is the Telangana High Court judgment.
So look, hang on. Let me step in here. Okay, once I have really run out of time. Karan Verma, you've been very patient. 30 seconds, please, very quickly, let's finish. Yeah, 30 seconds, please. 30 seconds, I don't have more time.
You know, one important fact that, one important fact that we miss out on,